Would you believe me if I told you your family could travel with less luggage and save money on baggage fees without having to sacrifice the things that you need? I'll show you exactly how we do it with 7 practical tips for packing your kids' bags on a budget. The first one is having the right bag. Me and my oldest girls, we have this bag. This bag is the bomb.com. Okay, this is the only bag that you will need for traveling, or you can use a small carry-on rolling suitcase, but we use this bag because of its compartment multiple usage. Okay, we'll dig into the bag a little bit more. So let's talk about why we like this bag. It has the snaps to keep the straps together. It's got the water bottle compartments. It's got the quick little charging item, which we've actually never used, okay? And then inside, it's got some compartments as well on this side, and then a bottom compartment, which we'll get into at a further tip down the road, okay? So we bought this from Amazon. I just looked and the price has actually gone down to regularly it's $40, but right now it's on sale for $28. So it's a pretty good buy. How we use this bag is personally on our family trips, we usually combine 2 kids per bag, which really saves the amount of luggage we're having to do. This is especially easy if you pack smart and ahead of time and you plan for things the right way. Remember, practical packing for kids on a budget is the ultimate goal. By the way, if this list is helping, go and grab my free packing list. It is in the pinned comments down below, and it's gonna save you hours. Number 2 is packing cubes. This is the smallest one that we have. We use it for our international charters, but we have like many of them. So why do packing cubes work so well? Let me break it down. Okay, visually, it's super easy to know whose items are whose by having your own color. It's also easier for your kids. When you say, go grab your packing cube, they know mine's pink, mine's green, mine blue, mine has airplanes, mine has yada yada, whatever it might be. Super easy for your kids to know and for mom and dad to know. Just grab it and go, okay? It also just tremendously helps keep the organization inside the bag, and it keeps them all nicely, tightly packed where you can see things, and it reduces a little bit more of your wrinkles versus having them just scattered all through the bag. Now, they're probably not gonna be scattered when you first pack it as a parent, but once little hands start getting in there, if you know as a parent, as a mom, a dad, whatever, grandparent, you know that once kids start getting into their own bags, nothing's gonna stay neat and organized. It helps combat that quite a bit. And this also is great if the kids are sharing bags. They just keep everything separated and you don't have to fight over who's and everything getting kind of commingled, and it just makes more confusion and fuss. So let's talk about the 2 different brands that we have. This is the Amazon Basics brand, which we have 2 sets of these. And then we have the name brand TravelWise, which is my personal favorite. But if you're doing it on a budget, grab the Amazon brand. If you've been feeling stuck at home, thinking travel is out of reach, this video is your road back to making these memories anyways. Our family's personal brand is TravelWise. We have both, but it's just more durable. It's thicker and it doesn't fray on the ends as much. So that is why we choose to go with that. But if you can find TravelWise on sale, it can be just the same price as the Amazon Basics brand. So that is how you make packing cubes practical for kids. Number 3 is the one kids packing tip you probably didn't expect, and it is more useful than you would imagine. Remember, the goal here is freedom, not 5-star luxury. Tip number 3 is your refillable water bottles. Okay, we have 2. These are the 2 that we travel with. We have multiple Awalas, and this is actually one we bought in Romania. So why? Why do we use these? Because you're gonna save your money from having to buy your drinks, and they have many refillable clean water refill stations at the airport and throughout many cities around the world, and they're gonna be free. These are insulated. It keeps your water cold. If you drop them, they are quite durable, and they're stainless steel. They just are a win for us. We stay away from plastic if we can. Let's talk about the price difference, okay? So this is about $30 on Amazon for the 24 ounce. This is not the 24 ounce. This is the 32 ounce, which is what we bought because we go through a lot of water. And this is actually mine. I really love it. You can kind of just flip it open and you can either suck it or, tilt it and drink and go. And this is one that we bought for about $10, which would be like equivalent to like their Target. It's Ocean, so it's like Target or Walmart. You can go and get one for like, you know, $10 to $20. So these are going to be more cheaper. The Awalas are a little bit more pricey, but on a budget, skip the Awalas and get the cheaper ones like we have. And these fit in many places as well. The 32 ounce are just too thick to fit conveniently in many spots. Our family's personal tip and what we do is to honestly never travel without them, because we sure don't. When we forget them, it's pricey, it's frustrating, and kids are thirsty, or mom and dad are too. So just remember, packing practical for kids on a budget is the goal, and the smaller ones are the way to do this. They fit really nicely inside without taking up too much space. This brings us to tip number 4, okay? If you are a mom juggling kids and trying to make the most out of your PTO, then this one is for you and for me. Number 4 is toys and activities in your kids' bags. We have over here some of ours, okay? I'm gonna show you. So what you're gonna need is hands-on activities. You need to kind of have some fun, break up the travel day, and try to unplug from electronics when you can. And on travel days, sometimes that's a little bit more difficult, okay? Especially if you're internationally traveling and they have TVs right there. So our tip that we always use is go to the dollar store. We go to the dollar store so that way our family is buying the cheap Legos there, the activity books, the coloring, the peel off stickers. Again, get the stickers that don't actually like stick, you know, the ones that like actually can peel back off, and they can put them on the airplane tray. They can put them other places, and you don't have to worry about them damaging the airplane, and it makes them kind of fun. You can get the dollar store dolls, notebooks, pens and pencils and crayons, and that way if something gets lost, you haven't invested a whole lot. So let me show you what we have, okay? We have a little pencil pouch. It came with my son's book bag. These are his travel Legos that we have in here. It's just a few of them because we love Legos. Then we have a transformer because he likes to do these. And we have some toys. Here's our mismatched bag of random pencils and crayons. And some are from free restaurants, some are from the airplane, some are from the dollar store. It's just a hodgepodge of them all. And here's our little notebook. Some of these we bought from the dollar store, but we haven't been living in the US for 8 months. And so over time, we've had to acquire some new things. So that's why I'm not showing you all dollar store items, but our original things that we always do is dollar store items when we can get them. These are free pouches that we got when we flew Malaysia Airlines. They give you these little pouches and inside were activities, but we actually not only use these, all the airlines will usually, if they see they have kids, they'll bring little fun activity pouches, which are golden. We use these also, there's colored pencils in there, and let's see, yeah. We use these now for their Legos. So when we go places like out to restaurants and stuff, they can bring a little bit of Legos and some little things. And these are our affordable activities and toys that are small enough to pack for your kids without taking up too much space in that carry-on and having to spend a lot of money. So up next is tip number 5, okay, which is your outfits and clothes. So why? You can easily get overwhelmed with what you think you're going to need and what could happen, and you just start overpacking, which is going to take up all of your space, and you're going to have multiple bags and possibly have a checked luggage at the airport, which we're trying to avoid that fee, right? Why do I talk about this and say this? Because we've made this mistake in the past. Do not go out and buy brand new outfits before a trip. It's expensive, and odds are when you're on vacation, you're probably doing activities that you might get dirty, and you might not have available easy access to a washing machine, okay? Side note for moms watching, okay, I know you're on vacation and you're planning travel. Possibly the last thing you want to do is have to do laundry on vacation, but you're going to want to break from it. I get that. I've been there. We've all been there, and I don't usually want to do laundry on vacation. But believe me, doing a really quick load of laundry with your essentials, your socks and your underwears, it will take you 5 minutes, and it is so worth having you extra bag so that you can avoid the laundry. Just do the 5 minutes, hang them up, let them air dry, use the hair dryer, help them out a little bit. It'll take 5 minutes, and you will thank me later, okay? So what do we pack on our family trip? we pack. Let's talk about a 1 week trip. We're gonna have 2 or 3 pairs of pants or socks that we can rewear, and even you can get the most, you can even do like 2 for a week, okay? You're gonna have underwear, and socks. We do 3 pair usually. We do an extra pair of those because of accidents, you never know. And then we do a load in the sink of socks, and if we need to do a pants and shirt, we could do that. We just know you gotta plan ahead because they take a little longer to dry. So our goal is to save money by packing practically for our kids on our trip. So you want to combine your shared space if you have it. If you have the bottom zipper compartment, this is what I was talking about earlier. It's going to be used for, your shoes, right? That's what it's for. And it has little air vents on ours if you're using the same brand. So there it is. And there you can see the little air vent in here. That's what it's for. It's for your shoes. What we do is we combine them with our dirty clothes because I don't really care if my shoes are with a pair of dirty pants. It's not gonna really affect anything, but I wanna keep it separated from my clean stuff so that it doesn't get soiled and stinky, especially if maybe your toddler or whoever spit up or had an accident. You don't want that smell with your regular clothes. I put it down where there's a little air vent and better organization. So like when you get home, you don't have to rifle through what's clean and what's dirty. You can just really quickly unzip it, grab it up, and throw it in the wash. And as a mom of 4, I personally love this practical tip because sometimes last minute my toddler has an accident and I don't have time to wash the pants or the underwear and have time for them to dry. And I don't want to put them with the clean clothes and I don't want to make them smell and I don't want to have an extra bag. This is how you make your bag work for you and have a multiple usage for its compartments. And it eliminates the need for multiple bags and fees at the airport. Okay, so this brings us to tip number 7, our final practical tip for kids' bags, which is your morning bathroom bag, okay? We call it the morning bag, but I guess, tomato, to each their own. So this is the easiest to pack for kids because they don't need all this extra fluff, okay? You don't need the makeup, you don't need your face routines, you don't need multiple hair products, okay? So this is the easiest to pack that's lightweight, okay? You can get this free because this is the same brand as my bag that's on the floor. I just happen to have the other color. Let's see if I have this one. Oh, I do. Here we go. So you think I'm not lying. There we go. This is the one that matches. It's Atronic. It comes with all the bags, okay? And super easy. It comes with it. You don't even have to buy anything separate if you buy this bag. We usually pack our toothbrush, the toothpaste, usually goes in the parent's bag because we don't need multiple tubes of toothpaste for every child. We have 4. That'd just be like a whole slew of extra toothpaste that we don't need. So the parent just keeps the 1 tube of toothpaste and then we put in, a hairbrush or hair ties or whatever it might need. And it really essentially takes up no room at all. This is my tip for packing your kids' bathroom bags on a budget without having to take up too much space. So there you have it. Those are 7 practical tips for packing your kids' bags on a budget for your next family trip. If you want to learn the exact tools that we use to travel on a budget as a family of 6, then watch my video, The Cheapest Family Vacation Spots in 2026 up next. Until next time, have a good one.